Hi, I'm Robert, a wildlife and nature photographer based in Munich, Germany. Today we want to take you on a journey to Ongava Game Reserve, a private game reserve bordering Etosha National Park. In this video we show you Ongava Lodge, but please also check our videos on Encounter Camp and Andersson's Camp. Ongava Lodge is one of 4 lodges in the Ongava Game Reserve and the oldest one in the reserve. The lodge is nestled on a hill and it is a large property accommodating up to 28 guests across 14 chalets. The style of the main lodge is typically African, and you immediately get a warm and cozy feeling. There are plenty of options to sit back and relax. Given its location on a hill, you have a perfect view over the savanna, and for hot days, you can cool off in the refreshing pool. From your lunch and dinner table, you have a perfect view of the waterhole. The food at Ongava is amazing. Whatever you order from the menu is extremely tasty and of high quality. We stayed in room 14, which is one of the furthest from the main lodge, but also one of the larger rooms. The rooms are half tent, half house, and while they are nice, you can feel their age. Ongava Lodge will therefore soon close for a major renovation. In the rooms you find everything you need and would expect at this price level. The bathroom is huge and you have a view out into the open savanna. If you like, you can also use the outdoor shower. Next to the toilet is the shower, which is actually 2 showers in one. In the afternoon, high tea is served right before you head out for the game drive. The vehicles at Ongava are somewhat special. They can seat up to 9 people, but Ongava only puts 6 guests per vehicle. The unusual thing is that you are kind of enclosed by doors, something we had never experienced. The reserve itself is very beautiful and offers plenty of opportunities for incredible wildlife sighting. We came across a lion pride with 3 young cubs playing at a waterhole. Every game of play is preparation for the future, learning hunting techniques from an early age. But soon Mum called for dinner. She had pulled out a young oryx, likely killed that night, and brought it to the cubs. While the male lions with full bellies were fast asleep. Right before sunset, on the way to our sundowner stop, we bumped into a group of white rhinos. After our sundowner stop, we headed back to the lodge for dinner, a braai tonight and absolutely delicious. The next morning started early. It's 10 minutes to 7 and in a few seconds we are going to head out to Etosha. We're at Ongava now, which is a bordering private game reserve to Etosha Park. And the morning drives are done in Etosha Park, so in the public park. Let's see how that is. And the afternoon drives are usually done here in the private game reserves, which is also quite interesting. So let's see what we are going to discover and enjoy this beautiful sunrise. To enter Etosha National Park, you unfortunately have to leave the Ongava Game Reserve and join the regular queue of cars approaching Andersson's gate. This is a little frustrating as the two reserves share a boundary. A private gate would simply make things so much easier. Just minutes after entering the park, we spotted two young male lions. And then exactly what we tried to avoid in national parks happened. A large number of cars stopped and blocked the road, with every driver jostling for the best position, causing a great deal of stress for the animals. We try to move on as quickly as possible. This is exactly why we prefer private game reserves. Our next stop was Okaukuejo Waterhole, probably the most famous rest camp in Etosha National Park. We were here about 16 years ago for the first time, and it has changed significantly in some areas, while in others it remains exactly the same.
We are at Okaukuejo Waterhole here in Namibia. Okaukuejo is also an overnight stop for many people visiting Etosha and has all the kind of facilities that you want, like a restaurant here in the background, which is right in Etosha Park. It's when you come from Andersson Gate, it's the first stop that you can have for a comfort break, some coffee, and also to have a look at the striped mongoose, which you find a lot here. Have a look. In the background you can see the famous waterhole of Okaukuejo, which is really productive with many zebras and wildebeest kicking in. See yourself.
Sam, our guide, prepared some coffee for us while we enjoyed the lively activity at the waterhole.
It was great being back at Okaukuejo Waterhole, which has changed a lot, as you can see. Lots of interesting new buildings. So you can actually have a kind of a luxury stay here. Now we're going back to the car, leaving the waterhole, and continue the journey of the morning drive.
But first we had to stop thanks to a zebra crossing. The elephants in Etosha National Park are enormous, even from a distance, and they all appear in a very light grey thanks to the pale soil of the area. The closer they come, the more you understand just how massive these elephant bulls truly are. But as long as they are not in must, there's nothing to worry about. If you treat them with respect, they will be gentle in return. On the way back, we watched road maintenance being carried out on a gravel road with a grader, and then it was time to leave the park. Once we re-entered Ongava, a nasty surprise was waiting, a flat tire on our vehicle. But the guides are well used to this, and within 15 minutes we were back on our way. Back at the lodge, we noticed a lot of activity at the waterhole and decided to head into the hide. This is the hide of Ongava Lodge, and it can host up to 16 people. There's a water dispenser here, and it's open. And theoretically, you have mounts for tripods or anything like that. So we are now at Ongava Lodge hide, which is really perfect for low angle view shots compared to the high angle shots that you usually take from a safari car. We will spend the next couple of hours to see what comes to the waterhole, and as always with wildlife, it is a surprise and we don't know what will come, so let's see. It did not take long before the first kudus arrived for a drink. First the females and then the mighty males with their long twisted horns. Kudus can jump up to 2 meters high from a standing start. Once they had moved on, a massive male warthog arrived on the scene, with some of the most impressive tusks we had ever seen. So we're still here at the waterhole of Ongava Lodge, and there is a very cool egret that is sitting near the water's edge and waiting for fish to catch. Have a look. Here in Ongava, you can also find the black-faced impala, which you only find in that region here. And some of them have come to the waterhole. Black-faced impalas are native mainly to northwestern Namibia and southwestern Angola. Their population declined in the past due to habitat loss and hunting, making conservation efforts all the more important. We just had a big group of red hartebeests coming to the waterhole, and next to that, once they left, there were a couple of turtles coming out of the water, sunbathing. That was so cool. Red hartebeests can run at speeds of up to 70 km per hour and are capable of maintaining a fast pace over long distances. A vital advantage when escaping predators on the African savanna. We ended our last evening at Ongava Lodge with another delicious meal and 5 rhinos at the waterhole. The following morning, we returned to the waterhole before breakfast. For the last morning, we decided to spend the remaining hours here in the hide of Ongava Lodge. It's a bit chilly, as you can see, so warm clothes are needed. A good cup of warm coffee as well. And it will be very interesting to see what passes by the waterhole during those early morning hours. So let's see. It was probably a little too cold for the animals, and apart from a few birds coming to drink, we weren't particularly lucky. So we headed for breakfast, watched over by far too many birds. Then we continued our journey. Via Aucho, where we stopped at the famous bakery, we drove on to Ochiva thorn-tented camp. Check out that video on our channel too. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, follow and share. Thank you.